Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today is a favourites video. I can't believe these come round way too quickly and the months are just flying by and it's nearly Christmas. So before I start rambling about Christmas, I'm just gonna go ahead and show you my November favourites. First thing I was loving through November, and it's something that I haven't actually used in a long time, and I was clearing out, I was just going through all my eyeshadows and I had packed this one away, which is the Urban Decay -3 palette. This was the very first negative palette I bought myself and I absolutely love it. So that is the -3 palette. Obviously you can see that these two colours here are firm favourites of mine, which are Buzz and Trick. I think it's just a really nice palette in general and I love the colours of it. It just, I'd forgotten I had it because I do that. I buy new palettes, I put away my old palettes and then I just forget about them. But it was because I was going through them that I found them again and I remembered how much I loved it. So I thought I'd keep it out and fall back in love with it basically. So that is, or has been, my eyeshadow palette of choice for November. The next item in my favourites video is a makeup brush. This one is by Bella Pro, which I think is from TK Maxx. I think that's where this came from. And it is the foundation brush. It looks like this. It's quite small, I like it. And it's quite dense, like the bristles are quite dense up here. And what I do is I put my foundation on with a beauty blender, sort of dab it all on. And then once I've got my face completely covered, I will basically just buff it out with this brush. Just leaves it with a really nice coverage. I've blended it really well. Gets into all those like crevices at your nose and at your eyes, and I think it just works really well as a brush. It wasn't a brand that I'd ever heard of. I genuinely think it was from TK Maxx, but it's a very nice brush. So I've really been enjoying using this to buff out my foundation after I put it on with the beauty blender. Next thing in my favourites are two matte liquid lipsticks. They are one by Kylie Cosmetics and the other one by Coco by Kylie Cosmetics. This one here was one of last year's Christmas ones, I think. It's called Angel and I think that's what collection this was from. This is the colour I'm wearing at the minute, so that will give you a perspective as to what it looks like. So it's very similar in colour to the Tanya Burr Martha Moo, so if you have that in your collection, this is a very similar colour to it. It applies really nicely, it dries really quickly. It's matte, obviously, it doesn't feel very drying on your lips. Like, I know that I'm wearing a matte liquid lipstick, but I don't feel like my lips are too dry. It stays on a long time. Really like the Kylie Cosmetic matte liquid lipsticks. And then the other one is this one, and it's called Gorge. And this one is by Chloe for Kylie Cosmetics. This one is a much darker red. I can compare this, I think, to basically a matte liquid version of the Rimmel 107. I think it's like the closest thing I could think of that would match this colour wise. Again, it's very similar to the Kylie one where it stays a long time. It blends really nicely. Sometimes I find that if you've got a dark matte liquid lipstick, by the time you put it on one side and it's dried, and then you try to like blend it with the other side, it just looks a bit funny. It works really nicely, it blends nicely, it dries nicely, it stays on, everything you want with a matte liquid lipstick. So I've really been enjoying wearing both of these, obviously not at the same time. And because it's starting to get a little bit colder now and I'd like to keep my lips, keep them nice and moisturised, I've been using this here, which is the Savex Original Moisturises and Soothes Dry Chapped Lips. It's just a simple little lip balm, which I've really been enjoying using, and I think it's got menthol in it or something. Yeah, so it tingles and it makes your lips feel really nice. So that has been my lip balm of choice. Finally, the last beauty product is a setting powder. I may have mentioned this in the past, I'm not entirely sure, but this is the Laura Mercier loose setting powder in the colour Translucent. I have really been enjoying using this. I've been putting it on with a beauty blender, which is something I never used to do. I used to just put it on with a brush and dab it in. But I find that if I pick it up with a beauty blender, I get more on and I can press it in a lot better, meaning that I can set my makeup better. So I've really been enjoying using this. It's a lovely light powder and I just really like it. Finally, in my November favourites are two scents. The first one is a candle. This is one I showed in, I think it was a haul, an autumn homeware haul or something like that. It's just a basic candle from IKEA. It was in the peach and orange scent, but I have burned it right the way down, like there was literally no more burning I could do, but it's just been a nice little scent to have transitioning in from autumn into winter. And finally is the other scent, which is the Bath & Body Works Warm Apple Pie, and it is the wax melts. I've only used one of them so far, and normally whenever you use just one of them and you burn it a few times, the scent starts to sort of dissipate and disappear. But I find that with these ones here, the quality of them is so much better than other ones that I've had, and one square has lasted me a long time. It obviously doesn't add any heat to your room, but it adds a really nice scent, and it's really nice to have on if somebody's coming over, and it just gives the place a little bit of a scent. So I've really been enjoying using the Warm Apple Pie of the Bath & Body Works fragrance melt. So that is everything in my November favourites. As always, I'll leave links to what I can in the description bar, so please go and check that out. And if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button and give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And I will see you next time. Bye!